Red Hat Incorporated is a hybrid cloud platform that provides open source software products to various enterprises worldwide. Since its founding, Red Hat has equipped its users with resources to build their own cloud on open source Linux distributions. Red Hat services include cloud computing, infrastructure, integration, app development, automation, and management. Red Hat believes open collaboration is the best way to create software faster, which enables their mission statement to be the catalyst in communities of customers, contributors, and partners, creating better technology the open source way.
Red Hat has a diverse set of offerings, ranging from operating systems and virtualization to private hybrid cloud and technology consulting services. And each of their offerings face their own set of competitors. Red Hat's competitors range in size. Some larger scale companies like Microsoft, Oracle, and Amazon Web Services compete in multiple categories, while smaller projects like Debian compete in one offering category. They also compete in certain areas with their partners or potential partners like Fedora. Red Hat's competition is expected to intensify with the evolution of technology and introduction of new products and services.
In examining the 5 forces model, we first looked at the threat of new entrants, which we determined to be moderate. Due to the nature of the enterprise software business, economies of scale do not provide significant advantages because a single skilled engineer could create a software package, and this represents a high risk to existing players. However, when considering experiences and learning curves, a very strong background in software engineering and computer science is required in order to actually operate and contribute to enterprise software, which reduces risk for the industry. And similar to economies of scale, there are low capital requirements needed to enter the business because a single skilled engineer could create a package. And again, similar to the experience and learning curves, having the skills necessary to build out that IT ecosystem is rare and valuable, which lowers the risk for existing players in the enterprise software industry. Additionally, it is costly and complicated to switch from one software package to another, which also reduces the risk, again making the threat of new entrants ultimately moderate. Moving on to the threat of substitutes, we determined that is low. The only real substitutes to enterprise software are fax and filings, which really aren't viable options for most businesses operating in our increasingly data-driven and digital world. So there really aren't any substitutes for enterprise software at the industry level.
Moving on to the strength of suppliers, we identified this as a moderate force. The main raw material in enterprise software is going to be human capital, namely technically skilled programmers and developers. They are, to a large degree, the firm's product, and individually they carry a lot of bargaining power. However, they do not collectively bargain at present, so we see no erosion of industry-wide profits. This could change and is a significant risk factor moving forward. If there was to be a unionization effort, that could certainly change the competitive dynamic. In terms of the strength of buyers, we identified this as a low-risk category. There is no one individual buyer that dominates the market. There's extremely high switching cost, and as Mike mentioned, there's really no substitute from an industry perspective. And because there's a high degree of product differentiation, firms are relatively price insensitive. Now, in terms of the threat of destructive rivalry, the 5th force, there are numerous firms in this industry. However, it comes with a high degree of product differentiation. The market is not stagnant or shrinking, and there are no fixed costs, so it is easy for firms to exit the market. Therefore, we think that this is a strong industry that has potential for sustained economic profits.
By analyzing Red Hat's resources and business model using the VRIN framework, we were able to further identify how the threat of new entrants will continue to be a strategic challenge from an internal perspective. Additionally, we will assess that Red Hat's offerings are within a rapidly advancing industry, so another strategic challenge that Red Hat will continue to face is how they will manage to stay relevant in a space where the new technology can become obsolete very quickly. Red Hat's resources would be categorized as highly valuable and rare. It is estimated that by 2021, there will be a shortage of 1.4 million software developers and only 400,000 software developer graduates. This means the competition for these developers will be in very high demand. Red Hat is also able to compete for this talent and maximize their use due to their scale strategic acquisitions, and the nature of the open source community that they have created. Red Hat has acquired 22 organizations since their founding, which has given them the expertise and infrastructure to grow and keep up in the tech industry. Additionally, Red Hat is able to take advantage of the open source community which they have built by soliciting expertise and software input globally from their users. Users subscribe to receive support offered by Red Hat in their community, but they also share their own knowledge and software skills to Red Hat, and in a way act as partners. This has allowed Red Hat's wide array of offerings and software solutions to improve at great rates.
We also assess Red Hat's resources and business model as imitable, which is why competition in the areas Red Hat is operating in are rising. The key resources in their business are software developers, infrastructure, and money to support research and development. There are larger companies with more financial resources and with personnel as qualified to offer similar software products for higher profits. Additionally, small startups may also be able to chip at Red Hat's profits by focusing on a singular product or service that Red Hat offers and selling it at a lower price. Companies through consolidation or divestiture can operate at different economies of scale based on the resources to offer lower prices and compete with Red Hat. We see the resources of Red Hat and all software companies as playing a non-substitutable role in the tech industry, with rapid changes in technology that can change quickly.
To combat both the challenge of new entrants and competitors and a rapidly evolving technological environment, Red Hat needs to ensure it has the resources to support ongoing strategic and technological innovation. They can do this by continuing to strategically acquire companies for their expertise in technology, by heavily investing in research and development, and by leveraging the contributions of its users in the open source community.